So as you can see, this is just spectacular. Got two authors whose books are on the same bestseller list, one of the most competitive categories on the planet for business books, the marketing and sales, because every business owner who buys business books, or marketer, or professional, or employee, or whoever, wants to know how to better market and sell. That's the most important thing. I worked with Jen Scalia on her book, Your First Six Figures, which is basically about how to take a fledgling business idea and scale it up to six figures, then seven, and beyond. A lot of fun to work on that book. The other one here is Bushra Azar's Mass Persuasion Method. It basically makes the psychology of persuasion by Robert Chiellini, well, not as relevant as it once was. It is just an absolutely phenomenal book, very easy to read, and take principles of neuroscience, take an understanding of the way the human brain processes information, and understands the way a message is crafted. It's a phenomenal book. So obviously I'm pitching my own clients' books here, but they're just spectacular, and they deserve to be on the bestseller list. So the question is exactly, how is it that I, a ghostwriter with over 25 books that I've written, how do I write best-selling books? Now, I have never showed the public how I do this, only just one-on-one with folks. So this is going to be spectacular. Check it out. Here we go, the 6 pillars of influential content. This is the proprietary model I use with every single book that I ghostwrite for my clients in order to make the person want to buy the book, actually enjoy reading the book well enough to write them a 5-star review, a glowing review, recommend the book to their friends, and most importantly, once they're done reading the book, they go and then buy the other person's programs and products and services that are in their funnel. And that is how you make kick butt ROI from your book. Now, before you do anything else, make sure you click the little button below this video that says send message and tell me about your book, why you want to write it, what other products or services are in your system that the book can unlock greater doors of revenue for you, and maybe it'll be your book next that I have in my screenshot. So that being said, let's talk about influential content. Now, I think of influential content as a book that resonates with people on a level that it makes them take action. They don't just read it and say, that was a good read, man. But they actually crave more information from the author. And again, if you're in business, you have an online business, you do marketing, it is excruciatingly important to have that suite of products and services that your book leads into. So that being said, let's talk pillar number 1, credibility. So credibility, you got to make sure in your book there is your personal story. So your journey from rags to riches, from zero to hero, from nobody to influencer or expert in your industry. That way people believe you actually say, you actually are who you say that you are. Another element of credibility, obviously, is social proof. So a lot of people talk about social proof, like testimonials, case studies, but here's where a lot of people, I think, miss it when they write their books. There is a lot of what with not enough how in business books. Seriously, go on to Amazon, go to the same category my clients' books are bestsellers in, and go and read the 1, 2, 3-star reviews. You're going to see the complaint over and over again. Well, they tell me what to do, but there's not enough like application and how you do it. And it was too much fluff. You'll see that again and again and again. Maybe you already have. Now, at the same time, you're sitting there thinking, well, if I tell my people exactly how to implement my strategy or my methodology, then what are they going to buy my $2,000 course for? Here's how you get around this with the credibility pillar. What you do is you make abso-freaking-lutely certain that your case studies, your testimonials, use those as your how. For example, with Bushra's book, Mass Persuasion Method, we have a chapter there about email marketing. So what you'll notice, we don't give away every single email template and script and whatnot in the book, but we tell you, A, how to write an emotionally compelling, persuasive email, like the steps of, okay, here's the subject line, the first paragraph, the closing, the PS, where you put links and images, right? So we tell you the what. And then for the how, we use other people's case studies, testimonials, and examples to show, okay, so here's how this one client created a high converting email campaign. They did this with their first email, they did this with the second one, so on and so forth. So at the same time, while you're building credibility, you're cultivating desire for people to do business with you further. And that's a credibility pillar. of your content. The second one is connection. This is where you make your book highly relevant to where your ideal readers and clients are at right now. So connect your ideas, your methodology to the unsolved challenges or unfulfilled needs that they're currently facing. For example, I have a client in South Africa whose readership are aspiring marketers, right? And so what we're doing is we're connecting his world of basically aspiring marketers and what they want for their careers to exactly what he has to offer them. So the book is a natural fit. People are browsing the page on Amazon and think, wow, I feel like this book was written for me. Bingo. That's the second pillar, connection. The third pillar is compelling. So this is where you don't write a textbook. You write a story that is easy to read. You offer a narrative that's very free flowing. There's not too much technical information, but it's eye-catching, and there's enough headlines and subheadlines throughout the book that it's easy to read through, and it compels them to keep reading further. That's the third pillar. The fourth pillar is counter industry. Throughout your book, make darn sure you take a wrecking ball to all of the BS, the myths, the lies, the advice that doesn't work that your readers have been getting from everybody else. Maybe even the go-to experts that be, and you know that your book can knock those people off of the industry throne. That's the counter-industry pillar. The fifth one is the call to action. This is where there is enough actionable content in your book that, people actually do something with it. It's applicable. But it's also very clear that after people are done reading your book, what's next, right? So that's the call to action pillar. And again, make sure you click send message below so we can talk about your book idea and what your call to action in your book would be like to motivate people to want to buy your other courses and programs. And lastly, circulation. So the circulation pillar has to do with the mass market. It's in answering the question, why does your book need to exist when there's already so many books in your genre already written? So that's the circulation pillar. So for example, with Bushra's book, there's like 60,000 competing titles in the marketing and sales categories, but there hadn't been one written yet that took the psychology of persuasion and online business and brought them together in an easy to understand, instantly applicable, high converting focus type of a book. So we made sure that the topic of the book was, like I said, mass market, but appealed to enough people so they got circulation in the market and that Amazon is organically marketing the book for her. And that way, when people are reading about the book itself, then they go, wow, this is absolutely incredible. Look at all the things that I can learn from this one book. This is going to be useful for me for years to come. So those are the 6 pillars of influence. That's how I ghostwrite best-selling books that people love to read, that they'd love to write reviews for. Go ahead and click send message below and tell me about your book.